right here, right? So this right here is what I'm talking about. 8 days of trading, only risking $280 to $340. That's the key thing I want you to hear. Don't worry about how much money he made. Worry about how much he risked. He wasn't risking much. Some of you guys show up to options. Sure, you'll make $5,000, but your stop loss was $7,000. That's not good trading. This gentleman right here has made $7,083. All he does is take the trades I call out. That's what he says. He's only taking the trades I call out, which means he also has taken the 2 losses we've had. Okay, he's taken those 2 losses as well. And you can see he's performed relatively well. $7,000. And that would be considered 8 trading days would be almost half of the month. So it's obviously trading is not simple math. It's not just like, oh, he's going to make $14,000 this month then, right? We would all laugh at that. But for the most part, you can see how successful you can be just by simply following instructions, following your system, following your rules. What would it take to wipe out that $7,000 in profit? We all know the answer. If he went on tilt for one day, let's say he lost $3,000, that would wipe out half of his profit on one singular trade for no reason, essentially. So that's just something you want to be thinking about as you're trading. Some of you guys, especially you options traders, some of you guys go way too heavy. Some of you guys don't listen to me. Like that gentleman the last 2 days, John. You know who I'm talking about, John. I know there's a lot of Johns in here, but the specific John, you know who I'm talking about. You keep getting into the short trade with us, and then you just choose to ignore selling, or you don't take any profit, and then you don't put your stop at entry, and then you're typing in the chat, I got a loss. How did anyone make money? No. Keep that negativity, that false negativity to yourself. If I see some nonsense like that in the chat, you're more than welcome to type it, but I will call you out every single time because that's just false. All right. But it's just a simple perspective of managing your risk. That's what I want you to take from this. All right. If you're in this short trade, it's moved a little bit further. It's rather well, but just keep in mind, remember, it's a pre-market trade, right? You don't need to go for 100 points. It's a pre-market trade. You want to sell the whole thing at 20 points. Hey, that's a nice profit buffer you've gotten before the market opens. All right. So breakout for shorts or puts, 24,728, which is up here, or 600.32, which is right here for shorts. I would only go long if we show extreme buying pressure at 766, or this should be 601.5, honestly, 601.5. That's the only way I would go. I would go long. All right. But where we're at now, we should be biased for shorts. We should be looking for short entries. If we open up down low, we're looking for either an immediate entry or a pullback into the level and then taking the entry, something like that. All right. Hasnain, I have never heard of a single person having an issue with Take Profit Trader. I've never heard of a single payout denial from Take Profit Trader, like from my students. Never heard of someone having an issue with them. They're pretty easy to get a payout with. I mean, their rules are they're very straightforward and they're very clear cut. You know what I mean? I'm not saying they don't have rules. They still have rules like everyone else, but they're very straightforward about it. So, all right. Tesla. We should see an aggressive breakout at some point with Tesla, guys. I get Tuesday was a great trade, but Wednesday we didn't get much movement. Thursday, unless you were looking for a bounce at 405, you weren't going to get much out of that, right? I am looking for a larger move today on Tesla. I'm hoping we can break out of this range it's in. I got breakouts in both directions on watch. Breakout at 408.3 for puts, or a breakout at 410.08 for calls. Yesterday, that breakout would have failed, right? You would have came up, you would have entered, it would have stopped you out. But you can see where the pre-market formed. It actually is a nice level from yesterday. So I do like the pre-market break to the downside today. But we can see this is definitely a clear level, this 410 level. If we can get above that today, that can be a nice breakout. Or you could look for a break and retest of 410 as well to the upside for calls. Coin. I like the idea on Coin's weakness here. Breakout for puts on watch at 164.5. That pre-market low, which was the top of that consolidation range yesterday. We could see a nice flush into 161.30, honestly. So I'd love to see that play out. If Coin starts to show strength instead, I'm a big fan of taking 166.4 160, goodness gracious, 166.42 for calls. Okay. Just being cautious of 167.57. All right. Just be careful with it. And then MU. I like the breakout for calls on MU up here at 416.30. For a nice move to the upside, I would actually ride that all the way to pre-market high. And then for puts, if MU gets weak, I would try to scale out right away, pretty much at 412, 411.80. I would look to scale out of that position. Just skip the 411 level altogether. I was just looking at that previous day low consolidation area right here. And then I would target the actual previous day low, which was 407. So they both, every trade today, and keep an eye on this. You might be getting stopped out at entry. Okay, keep an eye on it. I'll leave this here just in case for those of you that are wanting to hold this for some reason and possibly get stopped out. All these trades today have really good risk to reward ratios, So keep that in mind. Okay. If you're looking to scalp for 20% when every single contract is 0 DTE, I'm not saying you're going to feel bad. I'm just saying odds are you're going to leave some profits on the table. So if you're super nervous and you are normally the type of person that scalps for 20% profit, I would maybe suggest if I was in your position, I would go in with my normal size like I normally planned on, 20% profit. Sure, that's where I'm looking to take the majority exit. I would just sell, let's say I bought 20 contracts, I would just sell 19. Sell 19 of them. Give yourself a shot. Give your trade and your confidence, your brain, give it a shot. See if your trade can go a little bit further. Crawl, walk, run. I'm not saying you have to target 100 points, 100%. If it's your first time trying to let positions run, just target 40%. See if you can hit 40% profit. Cool, you did it? Okay, next trade, try the same thing. But sell 18 contracts of the 20. Have 2 runners. Sell one at 40, one at 60. Okay, you did it. Next time, do the same thing again. Okay, I'm going to have 3 contracts for runners. I'm going to sell one at 40, one at 60, one at 80. You get the gist, right? Crawl, walk, run. Trading is a slow process. You shouldn't be sprinting into any of this. All right. GDP, personal income, personal spending. We have quite a bit of news today. Get my recording going here. That is not the recording I want. No. What am I doing? Is it that bad? Did I really mess up the camera that badly? Damn it. Wasting time here. All right, cool. All right, let's get our contracts ready to go. Make sure your broker's unlocked. Remember QQQ, you could do 601 or 602 calls if we ever get up there. But for shorts, it would be 599 puts. All right. On QQQ. 599 puts. There we go. All right. And then MU is the 410 puts. And then if we get up there, it'll be the 420 calls. All right. All right, market's still super weak here. AMD looks beautiful right now too. That's a brand new setup. Obviously, it's just occurred in the last few minutes, but that 200 break on AMD could be nasty. If you were to take that, I would probably do either the 200 or the 195 puts. All right. And remember, if you're already in shorts from the 728 level, just be cautious with your stop loss. Okay, be very careful because that could come right back up and wick you out right away. Okay. All right. I got Tesla puts ready. Tesla 405 puts. I got QQQ 599 puts. Ready to rock and roll here. We also got coin right about to break. There's a lot of orders on sell on the volume footprint. God, Tesla just busted right through, guys. QQQ shorts, I'm in these. Oh my God. What the? I'm already taking a trim here. What? How have these moved so fast? My fill on the shorts is $2.56 a contract. We shot up to $2.95 a contract here. Tesla's absolutely dumping as well. If you took the break on Tesla, I would definitely be trimming on Tesla here also. Don't play games with that. This is about stop me at entry right here on QQQ on the contracts. Watching the contracts values here to see how they hold up because that might signal a re-entry. I'm really going to base this on the hold of 728 because that's the entry we're looking for. Yeah, these contracts are holding up well here. Watch Tesla too. Big bounce on Tesla. Keep an eye on that. I can't draw that box right now because I'm just focusing on trying to enter this trade. Remember, I'm stopped out at entry on the first trade. MU with a clean break of 416 if you took MU. No, that was an instant, like 30, 40 point dump, basically. Gosh, MU. Keep an eye on Tesla and keep an eye on MU here. Gosh, darn it. Oh, gosh, it's approaching too fast. QQQ calls, guys. Jeez. It's coming right up to the level here. I got a little bit of a late fill on this. My fill is $2.55 a contract on the 602 calls, pushing here to the upside. I was trying to draw out that Tesla trade for everybody. This is what I'm watching for right here. Okay. Break of this level to the upside. Entry at 65. That was so fast. All right. Let me draw these out while everything else is working. Okay. Again, keep an eye on the Tesla trade. If you went short, I would have the stop at entry. Be very careful with that. MU, absolute nuke. This is where I would take the majority exit on MU. That's where I would take that majority exit on MU. Remember, QQQ, fill roughly on the 602 calls around 255 a contract, push straight up to 280. I've taken one trim around 280 a contract. Now I'm just waiting to see probably for, I would say, $3.30 for the next trim area, because this is, again, super aggressive, right? That's what I'm looking for, though. There you go. There's that next trim. Go ahead and take your next trim right here. Let the trade keep rocking and rolling. You can now put your stop loss at entry. If you're going to keep the original stop loss, remember it's 15 points. Now targeting 61 points profit. This is good. We're showing extreme buying pressure at 66. I have sold 70% of my position here, guys. 70% of my position on these calls, just because this 800 level is a very stubborn level. We all know that. Tesla would have stopped you at entry, guys. Tesla would have stopped you out at entry here. Watching and see if this buying pressure here can continue. We're pushing with SPY and NVIDIA. We're pushing with SPY and NVIDIA, so keep that in mind. Tesla is trying to set back up again. Just watch out for Tesla. That was 47% profit there at the peak on Tesla. MU has just been a freak show here. So MU right now is sitting right at about 95% profit on MU, guys. If you're in on this, 95%. All right, we got a strong candle close on QQQ above 800, so that's good. Ideally, I would like to see it hold 800. So I'd like to see it. That's not what I want to see. I want to see it retest 800 and start to immediately rip to the upside. That right there, that's what I want to see. There we go. That's exactly what I want to see. We should see some good continuation out of this puppy now. Come on. I'm going to crack my monster real quick. All right. There's that second trim area. All right. Or third, depending on how you've trimmed. But that's 69 points profit. I'm going to trim one more time right here. $3.40 a contract, guys. $3.40 a contract. I'm only trimming 10% of my position here. I'm going to wait for 100 points to take that next large trim. We are at this key level. I do expect some type of pullback here at 850. If you don't want to deal with any pullback, take your full exit right now. That's 80 points profit. If you don't want to deal with any pullback, take your full profit right here. That's 80 points profit currently, where we're at, 80 points. Pre-market trade ended up being 48 points. The breakouts that I called out was super quick. It would have been roughly 30-ish points, the breakout. But it was super quick. There's a high probability you just got a bad fill on that. All right, boom. 100 points profit. Every single day, 100 points profit. I'm going to have to start taking a day off of trading. I feel like I'm getting a little too, my ego's getting in my way. 100 points off the open, 10 minutes into market open, 100 points profit, foolproof trade, zero drawdown. You name it. Whatever you can think about, you name it. Now, contract values are not moving well for those trading options. This is only about 70% profit here. All right, it's holding these key levels relatively well here, so that's good to see. See if we can break through here now. There we go. My next trim, guys, for me personally, it's going to be at $5 a contract. It's quite far away. We hit a high of 407. We're back up here to 380. We are showing a double top rejection, though, at 876, which is a 4-hour key level. So in the next 3 minutes and 40 seconds, what I'd like to see in the next 2 minutes, I'd like to see us break this level. If in the next 2 minutes we cannot break this level and we sell back below 24,840, I'm going to sell more of my position, more of the runners. So if we come back down to 840, I'm selling more of my runners. All right. Good job, Solomon. Good job, man. Sorry, I'm not really reading the chat right now. We've got to get above 876 and 603.93. Otherwise, this is going to do a complete reversal. There we go. Beautiful. Come on. Yes. Move these contracts up for me, please. This is absolutely gorgeous. That's your second trim on QQQ, guys. I'm sorry, your second trim. This is like your fourth trim. 150 points profit. Take another trim. 150 points profit up here, everybody. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful day. What a wonderful way to close out the week for you guys, huh? All right. 465. I'm going to trim it here. 476 a contract. I'm taking a large chunk of my position off up here. It's actually still pushing. I just got 490 on the fill. 490 on the fill on QQQ. 96% profit for me. Oh, there it is, 100%. I'm going to delete that. 100% profit right here. I trimmed at 95% though. I didn't do it at 100. All right, now we're going to target that next 4-hour level right here. Yeah, eventually you guys will start holding your trades with me. Eventually you will. Eventually you will. James, it stays like this that make me love trading so much. One of my good friends actually yesterday just sent in his cancellation notice. He said he doesn't like trading. He said he doesn't ever see any big moves occur. And when the big moves do occur, he feels like he's always getting stopped out. I actually just called him about this trade to ask how he did. And he said he skipped it because he didn't like it. He's still on the call and he does want to stay in here. What would you say to someone like him in order to get him to not quit? Even though I've gotten multiple payouts with you, he still doesn't think it's for him. Well, it might not be for him. It might not be. Your friend, unfortunately, I don't want to make it sound like he's not good enough. That's not what I'm saying whatsoever. But some individuals, they can't cut it here. They will never make it. They can't handle risk. There's one of you guys might be able to know what it's called. If you guys can help me out here, anyone who's a little bit smarter. But what's that portion of your brain that manages risk? It determines risk for us. I completely forget what it's called. But a very popular day trader I was listening to, well, not a day trader, but a Wall Street broker. Okay. He was talking about, I think that's what it is. Yeah. He said that day traders, they're very good at seeing risk for what it is, not ignoring risk. That's not what we mean. They just see risk for what it is. So I can look at trading. I've always been a fan of math. Even though I'm not the smartest person, I've always been pretty good at math. I've just enjoyed it. It clicks well with me. Numbers come quickly. And I've always enjoyed the mathematical risk of trading. To me, it feels simple when you break it down to what it is. I'm going to, like this trade here, I'm going to enter this trade. I'm going to risk $19,000 if I get stopped out. If I don't get stopped out, I know I'm going to make a little bit. It's too risky. There we go. Oh my God. What is happening? Oh my goodness. This has to be news. Just trim. Obviously, everybody trim. Holy crap. $655 a contract. Oh. I have no words right now. So this is 277 points profit right here, everybody. Really good trailing stop loss. As you can see, look at our trailing stop loss. At 845 was our trailing stop loss. Oh my goodness. I'm trimming more here. 755 a contract. I've taken the majority out. I'm sorry. All of it. All of it. I just sold the whole position. I have one contract left for fun, everybody. I have one contract left for fun. I've taken full exit up here at 609 and 25,080. I'm expecting a big pullback from here. Oh my God. Hold on. I haven't had a trade like this in a while. All right. Again, I'm majority out of the trade. I'm fully out of the trade. Again, I have the one contract left for fun. It is rejecting right where I'm expecting it to reject at. That's 315 points profit. I want you to use this as motivation. Everybody listen right now. I just made $500,000 trading this in front of you live. That's $500,000. Okay. This right here is as simple as it gets. We don't have to do anything crazy. We got in a position on the break of a key level. As we broke the key level, all we identified was if we can get above 800, which we all know is stubborn. We all know 24,800 is stubborn. If we can get a 5-minute candle close above that level, we got the, and I said it, I said, good candle close. Now let's see if we can retest 800 and hold. We have to hold. It slipped the level. I said, that doesn't look good. We need to hold. And then it immediately skyrocketed up to, I believe, 810. And then I was like, perfect. That's what we want to see. That's exactly what we want to see. And you can see how that move has continued. As we pushed up, what did we do? We managed our risk. We scaled out of the position, right? We scaled out of the position on the way up. Then we identified some type of trailing stop loss, but we still gave our trade some room to breathe. Did we hit 150 points in profit? And then I said, okay, let's put our stop loss 30 points back. No, because what's going to happen? You're going to get stopped out. You're going to get stopped out every single time, right? So as we do that, we go ahead and decide, all right, we're going to place a trailing stop. Once we see price react some type of way, right? Price dumps, comes down. We can see it respected 850. Okay, we have a decent candle close. Once we have that candle close, we can see there's weakness. Let's put our stop loss somewhere that makes sense. Would it make sense to put when the candle closes, would it make sense to place our stop loss like right here just because we like 870? No. Where has price been respecting? Well, price bounced off of our 850 level, which we also know is a stubborn key level. Cool. Let's place our stop loss right below that then. That way, if price does come back, it should respect 850 and continue to move to the upside. If it doesn't respect 850, then our trade's invalidated anyway, and we're out, right? And then you see this absolute nuclear trade occur, and then we take the majority exit up here at that order block. We just called basically a complete dump as well. Obviously, if you got in shorts, good for you. I obviously did not, but incredible, right? Absolutely incredible. You're in the shorts? Dude, you're crazy. Are you kidding me? Because I said it was a full rejection? It's mainly because it was an order block, yes. That was a super large move, a lot of liquidity. What have I told you guys in the past? When we have really big moves, especially when they're backed by news, so they have a lot of volume. They respect 4-hour levels. So when I have this order block up here, odds are we're going to reject that order block being the green box for those that are new. So that's why you're seeing this larger dump from this level. You had a big move and then now the big pullback. But what an astronomical trade, man. What an astronomical trade. I was trying to process that push in real time. That was just stupid. I've never seen 100% move so fast. No, my contracts are floating around 80% profit, and then it goes 80, 110, 140, 170, 200%. You saw that. That happened in seconds. I don't care how seasoned you are as a trader. That's going to affect you somewhat. You're not supposed to see your trade go from 80% profit to 200% profit in seconds. That's a sign to take profit and get out. Where's John? Where's John Hernandez? Where are you, John? How did you do today? I swear, if you are a red today, John, I'm going to have to give you a free one-on-one or something to help you out because that would be crazy. Has anyone seen John type? I haven't been looking at the chat room. I'm scrolling. I don't see John anywhere. Not John McPherson, everybody. John McPherson is solid. I'm talking about John Hernandez. He has been struggling the last 2 days when he shouldn't have been, and that's why I'm trying to make sure he gets some help. Yeah, no, that was news. That's not normal whatsoever. If you think that's a normal candle, no. That is very abnormal. That's what I was just saying. News candles or heavy volume candles like during FOMC, ignore every level you'll see on a chart and only look at 4-hour levels. I mean, look where prices were traced back to. Ding, 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 24,850, 24,850. What a coincidence, right? Good job, Carlos. That's awesome, man. Uh, all I would say is you want to write in your journal why you didn't take my entry and then why you didn't like the 800 retest. That's all I would say. If you were trying to get in anywhere else, that would have been very hard. You shouldn't be bashing yourself. Like I saw Wayne. Wayne said he took an entry here, I guess. And then you got sweeped, break even. Maybe here you took it. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, that and trying to enter in this range right here would have been difficult. Unless you were like dead set on, oh, I'm going to enter if it bounces 850. You know what I mean? But that still would have been difficult. Trust me, guys, day trading looks really easy after the fact. But think about it. In this moment right here, are you telling me you would have been confident entering at 850 for calls? All right. Some of you say you would be, but in the moment, you probably wouldn't risk your money on it, would you? It is harder, much harder than it looks. What gave you the bias to go long this morning off of 766 after we were showing such weak selling pressure at the open? Just like I said earlier in the pre-market, you need to come to the pre-market. If you don't come to the pre-market, you're doing yourself a disservice. I don't care. I'm not here to babysit you, like in that regards. I am here to babysit you with day trading itself during the live. But if you're not going to come to the pre-market, that is definitely on you. I said at 766, if we approach 766 with strong buying pressure, I am looking for a recovery play. I'm looking for an upside move there. That's why the breakout was talked about there. That's why that's posted on the watch list. I need to be prepped. All right, everybody. Great. 1% better every single day. Make sure you also take care of your health. Your health falls apart. Nothing else matters, right? Take care of your health. I'll see you guys on Monday. All right. Peace out, everybody. Make sure you journal everything you did right and everything you did wrong this week. Okay. Have a great weekend, everybody. Appreciate every single one of you.